Did you know? What if I told you that somewhere in the universe, there's a planet where it rains sharp glass sideways at thousands of miles per hour? Or that a single spoonful of a dead star would weigh billions of tons on Earth? It sounds like science fiction, but every fact in this video is completely real. Space is far stranger than anything Hollywood could imagine. And trust me, the final fact might completely change the way you look at the universe forever. So stay with me, because these are 10 space facts that sound fake, but are 100% true. Imagine taking a teaspoon and scooping up material from a neutron star. That tiny spoonful would weigh around 1 billion tons. That's more than the weight of Mount Everest. Neutron stars are formed when massive stars explode in supernovae. The explosion crushes the star's core so intensely that protons and electrons merge into neutrons. The result is an object so dense that an entire star's mass is squeezed into a sphere only about 20 kilometers wide. If a tiny piece of a neutron star somehow landed on Earth, its gravity and density would be so extreme that it could punch straight through the planet. Thankfully, that can't really happen because the material would instantly expand and explode outside the star's intense gravity. Just imagine holding something in your hand that weighs more than billions of cars combined. But as unbelievable as that sounds, the next fact is even stranger. There is a planet called HD 189733b where it rains molten glass sideways. The winds on this alien world reach speeds of over 5,000 miles per hour. Those winds are so powerful that tiny glass particles are blasted across the planet like deadly bullets. If you stood there, which would be impossible, the weather would be far worse than any storm ever recorded on Earth. The crazy part is that this planet actually looks beautiful from space. It appears deep blue, almost like Earth. But beneath that beautiful color hides one of the most violent environments in the universe. And speaking of strange things, wait until you hear this. Space is completely silent. In movies, giant explosions shake the screen with deafening sounds. In reality, no one would hear anything. Sound needs molecules to travel through, but space is mostly empty. There is no air to carry sound waves. That means if 2 spaceships exploded right next to each other, there would be no dramatic boom, just silent flashes of light. The universe may look noisy and chaotic, but in reality, it's eerily quiet. Yet what happens on Venus is even more bizarre. A day on Venus is longer than its year. Venus takes about 243 Earth days to rotate once on its axis, but it only takes about 225 Earth days to orbit the Sun. Think about that. If you lived on Venus, you would celebrate your first birthday before your first day even ended. Scientists still debate exactly why Venus rotates so slowly. Some believe ancient collisions may have altered its spin billions of years ago. But the next fact sounds even more impossible. Scientists discovered a giant cloud of water floating in space. This enormous reservoir surrounds a distant quasar billions of light years away. The amount of water inside it is estimated to be 140 trillion times the water found in Earth's oceans. That's not a typo. Trillions upon trillions of times more water than all the oceans on our planet combined. It proves that some of the ingredients necessary for life exist throughout the universe on unimaginable scales. But now, we're entering truly mind-bending territory. Black holes can actually slow down time. This isn't a theory from a movie. It's a real prediction of Einstein's theory of relativity, and it has been confirmed by experiments involving gravity and time. The stronger the gravity, the slower time moves. Near a black hole, gravity becomes so powerful that time can slow dramatically. Imagine spending 1 hour near a supermassive black hole. When you return to Earth, years or even decades might have passed. Scientists believe that if you watched someone fall toward a black hole, They would appear to move slower and slower until they almost seemed frozen in time. Meanwhile, from their perspective, time would feel normal. This means black holes are not just cosmic vacuum cleaners. They are places where space and time themselves become distorted. The universe literally changes the speed at which time flows. But the next fact leaves a permanent mark on history. The footprints left by astronauts on the moon may remain there for millions of years. Unlike Earth, the moon has no weather, no wind, and no rain. There is nothing to wash those footprints away. The marks left during the Apollo missions could remain almost unchanged long after human civilizations rise and fall on Earth. Imagine future explorers finding those footprints millions of years from now. They would be looking at a frozen moment from humanity's first Steve on another world. Now for something truly priceless. There is a planet made largely of diamond. Scientists discovered an exoplanet known as 55 Cancri E, which is believed to contain massive amounts of carbon that may have formed into diamond under extreme pressure. This world could contain diamonds worth more money than has ever existed in human history. Of course, it's about 40 light years away, so mining it isn't exactly practical. But just knowing that a giant diamond world exists makes Earth seem a little less ordinary. Yet Mars has a surprise that few people know about. Sunsets on Mars appear blue. Here on Earth, sunsets are usually red or orange because of how our atmosphere scatters light. Mars has a very different atmosphere filled with fine dust particles. These particles scatter light in a unique way, creating a blue glow around the setting sun. Imagine standing on the surface of Mars and watching a blue sunset over the red landscape. It would look like something from a dream. But our final fact is the biggest of them all. There are more stars in the observable universe than grains of sand on all the beaches and deserts of Earth combined. Scientists estimate there could be around 200 sextillion stars, or even more. To understand how huge that number is, imagine counting one star every second. It would take far longer than the age of human civilization just to count a tiny fraction of them. Every one of those stars could have planets. Some of those planets could have oceans, atmospheres, and maybe even life. Think about what that means. The night sky that looks calm and familiar is actually filled with countless worlds waiting to be discovered. Somewhere out there, there may be planets stranger than anything we've talked about today. A spoonful of a neutron star heavier than mountains, glass storms on alien planets, time slowing near black holes, blue sunsets on Mars, diamond worlds floating through space. And yet these are only a few of the incredible things we already know. The most amazing part is that we've explored only a tiny fraction of the universe. Every year, scientists make discoveries that sound impossible until they're proven true. So if these facts blew your mind, imagine what secrets are still hidden among the stars. Which fact shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this journey through the universe, subscribe for more incredible space facts and mysteries. Because out there in the darkness, the next unbelievable discovery could be waiting right now. For more facts, please subscribe the channel.